Night Majik Media. David Adams, a.k.a. The Black Stig. Maddie Martin, a.k.a. The Woodford Reserve Stig. This episode...
Thank God that the brothers on the rise now. Endless celebrations all in my house.
This episode is brought to you by Guns and Drugs. We have guns, we have drugs. That's right, YouTube. This is the drugs we have, allergy medicine. Yeah, we're just out here having a good time like we always do every Tuesday from 8:30 on. Just have a good time. Have some fun on a Tuesday. It's a good way to break up the monotony of the week. Throw it right in the middle there. I guess it could be on a Wednesday, but nah, that's so cliche. Tuesdays, Boozedays, baby.
I'm going mainstream. I'm going mainstream. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. Yeah.
What is up, Brian?
Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream.
Oh, no. I got mail.
I'm going mainstream. Mainstream. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. Yeah.
So yeah, we are doing this thing the way we always do it. Night Majik Media. Just having a good old time. Kaya's barking in the background. That's just the way she does her thing every single time. So we are just making it happen. I got like my combat knife out here. I need to like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen that, but it's my K-bar. It's really cool, really cool. Stabby, stabby, stabby. You never know when you're going to have to get stabby while doing a radio show. So I keep it nearby. Just in case. Today we will be drinking the delectable Woodford Reserve. It's the Kentucky Straight Rye Whiskey. It'll be,
What?
Nothing, just you.
My lover was at the top of the stairs. My lovey! She was gonna bite me. Done.
That is not how it goes. Here's a hint. Not that. There we go. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we will be having some fun with some Woodford Reserve for this particular one, and this is their rye whiskey. Having a good old time, having a good old fashioned time. I got some things I want to chat with you guys about today.
I thought because your daughter had a whole bunch of neck floof that she'd be bigger, but I guess she's also lost weight, so.
She's a large.
There we go. Are you going to be commenting on your entire process? Because I could stop talking and we'll just wait.
Okay,
Let's just
Are you
wait.
one of those teachers just like, oh, you're having a conversation? Let me just let you
I'll
finish.
just sit back and let you
Wow, you're kind of the worst.
have your conversation.
I gotta.
No one else is ready for... Yes, I'm using the mic. I am excited for Kamala Harris. Joining your live feed. Are you using headphones or not?
I mean, because we say some things that sometimes people shouldn't hear.
No, you say some things.
Well, it is my show.
It is
And
your
people-
show.
People shouldn't listen to it unless they want to hear profanities like poopy. That's a bad word.
Make sure it's the right size. Yeah, large. I just want to make sure that I'm doing the right sizes. Let's do one. Okay.
Because your daughter is a large, but the boys are mediums. Well, no. Of the costumes, Bogle, for Ruby's costumes, Marmo and Kai are larges, but for the California costumes, Marmo is a medium, Bogle is a small.
Well, good for them.
Yeah. Because he's skinny!
Wow.
You haven't heard that sound, do you?
Mm-mm.
Do you think I look skinny?
Kai is barking.
Yeah. Bogle was barking too. He didn't like the way I came down the stairs. So, yeah. So, I'm organizing their Halloween outfits for 2020. I'm very excited.
Even though there will probably be no trick-or-treaters.
I don't care. It's not for them. We also got things at my mom's house today for Halloween.
What'd you guys get?
We got a we got a cowboy skeleton.
A cowboy skeleton?
With a dog and it sings.
Wow. That's awesome.
It is awesome. It's really cool. He's gonna sit on our porch.
We're gonna get kicked out of the HOA.
I don't care.
Not even like kicked out of the neighborhood. They're gonna kick us out of the HOA.
That's fine. I don't need part of your stupid
They're
HOA.
They're gonna plow when it snows, but just skip our house.
That's fine. We have a plow. So we got a small spider, a medium spider. We actually have Donald Duck or Goofy because I wanted the feet. So and then Merlin's gonna be a chicken. It's gonna be so good. Merlin is a chicken. It's just gonna be.
That is gonna be fantastic.
And then Kai is gonna be Snow White.
Awesome.
She's a Snow White princess. The one I wanted only came in an extra small, and she's not that skinny.
How skinny is she though?
Not at all.
No.
Ready to check out. Fuck. What is my target information?
I don't know, but I wouldn't say it on the air.
Password. Spelt password. No, it's not. It's not that. It's not. Go tell your story.
No, you're telling yours.
I don't really have a story.
I mean, we're just like you're narrating through your actions, so we're just we're shopping by proxy of you.
Yeah, no one gets to see my stuff. My stuff. Okay. Why would they separate? That's so funny. They're all arriving on the same day, but for some reason her outfit is like, and I'm gonna be in a separate box from all 5 other outfits. My pin number. Cool. That's a good question.
I have a question. Hey, Cal, how's it going? We're watching Maddie shop.
I'm making sure I'm not doing, because as an update of what we said ages ago about someone stealing my debit card number, is that I still, every single day, I still get denied charges.
Unless you change it, it's the old one. I told you to just use my credit card. It's the one downstairs.
No, because I get discounts because I have a red card.
Hey, Mike and Dean, what is going on, brothers? So, something I did want to mention today, something that I'm actually quite interested in talking about is in revolving around TikTok. And I'm not a TikTok person. I'm not a TikToker, a talkie-ticky. But anytime the government starts talking about banning something, I want to jump in and I want to see what is the necessity behind it and what is their thought process behind it, because I am anti-banning. I want to ban banning things. So, especially things that aren't inherently dangerous. Like TikTok is not dangerous, and they want to ban it because it's a Chinese-owned company. And it's just interesting. And I was watching an article today, or I was watching a video today, sorry, from Legal Eagle on YouTube, who mentioned that if Microsoft bought it, he would want to get a cut of whatever whatever Microsoft pays to the Chinese company. ByteDance is the name of the company. That they want to, that just because they're paying off a Chinese company, that Trump feels the Department of Treasury should get a cut of that. I'm like, well, first of all, in taxes, you're going to get a cut of that anyway, so go fuck yourself. But secondly, there's a problem inherently with the way Trump phrases things. He's not a very intelligent man, or maybe he's so intelligent that we just don't see it. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe his intelligence is just so vastly beyond everything we're capable of processing that we can't possibly see his side of things, because he is, 300 IQ and we're all down in the, the 80s and 90s. I don't know, but at any rate, he wants to do that. But one of the new trends, or I don't know if it's a new trend, but one of the trends in TikTok, and it's something we brought up in passing before, and I kind of want to go into detail about it today, is something called randonauting. Just like an astronaut or an aquanaut. A randonauter is someone that uses this application for iPhone and Android OS called, or iOS and Android, called Randonautica. You guys can check it out. It's a free app to download. It's called Randonautica, and what you do is you go into it and you put in, you allow it to see your location. So it's just like any other GPS application out there. But if you're supposed to focus on something that you like, either desire, or something that like is just on your mind, or something that you want, or something that you'd like to see, and then you have it give you a location in a random distance within a certain radius that you set, and it gives you a GPS coordinate to go there, and you can like map to it using like Google Maps or Apple Maps or whatever your choice of mapping application is. And it sends you out there to go, find this thing. And one of the things I wanted to mention was that there's actually it actually blew up. This application got super popular amongst TikTokers, and it got super popular on the internet because there was actually a group of teenagers that used Randonautica, and they were they're of course, like every teenager, they're trying to be edgy. So of course they were like, we're going to focus on death. So they wanted to see death. So they wanted to see death. They put it on Anomaly, and it found a random location along the beach. When they went to the beach, they found a suitcase, and in that suitcase was a dead body. And the skeptic in me was like, oh, bullshit, that was so freaking staged. But no, blew up all over the news, the local PD, absolutely. And I actually have the article pulled up here because it was so crazy. This happened a while ago, but this particular article was last updated 22 days ago for some odd reason. And it says blah 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 blah. Let me move my camera equipment stuff over here so I can share my screen. Share my screen with you guys here, and we'll go here. And yeah, you can see here it says teens filming a TikTok find a dead body in a suitcase after using popular exploring app Randonautica. And I'm just reading it because maybe not everybody's looking at the screen, or if you have a phone, maybe you can't see it. But egged on by the group, one girl opens the top and lifts up from a distance to find, using a wooden stick, revealing a black plastic bag filled with something. And we later read the article to find out that something is a dead body. So they call the police. The police come out, section off the area. It's really ridiculous. So one of the things so I went ahead and I actually downloaded the app because I figured the worst it can do is, steal my information and sell it to the Chinese government. That's a jab at TikTok. But this is how the app looks. You can see it's really nothing that special. And basically all you do is So you basically, you can see I've used it a few times, but I've never gone anywhere with it. And you give it access to your GPS, so it knows where you are, just like most every application that you use on your phone. And you basically say, okay, cool, I want to find a... So I'll say allow once. So it sends your location, sending my location. It's super blurry, but sorry, guys. Sending my location, and let's... Oh, where's my mouse? There it is. Oh, come on. Get over here. Right now, it's probably going to have a hard time sending my location because we're indoors and my phone is like is being a bastard trying to connect to anything, which is fine by me.
Son of a whore and a Scotsman. Dropped in the middle of a forgotten spot in the Caribbean.
Anyway, so that's fun. But yeah, so you give it your location. You find it finds a random spot within a certain amount of distance. I think like the maximum is like 10 miles that you can possibly set. And so this one, so apparently the terms of service have updated because everyone has been like using it. So it tells me all my data is anonymized, whatever. So you have anomaly, attractor, void, add-ons, options, blind spots, and more. My location. So anomaly is supposed to be like the strongest of them. An attractor is supposed to attract what you're thinking about, and void is supposed to be like a detractor, I guess, of what you're thinking about. So like I would click on anomaly, and then you're supposed to use like an entropy source.
I'm just listening. Why did that throw you off?
So you're supposed to use an entropy source, and the Australian National University is kind of like their default entropy source. You can use your phone, or you can use the camera on your phone, or you can use a particular server. I always just use ANU, and you're supposed to focus on your intent. So like you could like focus on like the occult and naked women and boobies and vaginas, and then it's supposed to find a spot for you, and then so intention-driven anomaly, which again is supposed to be the strongest of them found. The last several times I've did this, and the reason why I've never gone out to any of these spots is because these always take me into like either A, the middle of someone's house, or 2, someone's backyard. So like I literally never go. But so it's given me some GPS coordinates there, and so I can like literally go to maps, and yeah, so you can see there that's like literally someone's backyard, and that's why I've never done this, because I am legitimately not about trespassing, because my black ass would get shot, and I don't want to be that person on the news that was like, I'm using Randonautica and I got shot because I was trying to go out and do something. But I do think it's exceptionally interesting. One of the things I do encourage you, if it sounds interesting, like even in the slightest, because it's supposed to be, are we talking about your aftershave? Yes. Normal service will be resumed. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to go into anyone's backyard, but it is interesting. So you go on and you watch some of the videos on YouTube or TikTok if you have a TikTok account. And these teenagers go out. I'm not quoting teenagers, but these teenagers go out and they find like these anomalous things. I'll put quotes around that. And to me, it just seems so fake, because literally there's no way. So there's this concept in psychology called confirmation bias, and it basically, what I feel is that people are like, especially teenagers. Teenagers are super susceptible to suggestion. People in general, but teenagers especially. And, you're like, I'm thinking about the occult. I'm thinking about the occult, and it finds this thing, and you click the button and it takes you to like the middle of the forest somewhere. So one, you're already going to be creeped out. Chances are if you're a teenager, you're going to be doing this at like, stupid o'clock in the morning. So you're going out in the middle of the forest in the middle of the night and you're going out there and you're doing all this dumb shit, right? And you go out there and you find like a piece of tire that is like delaminated and it's like in a cross shape and you're like, oh, the occult. So that's what confirmation bias kind of does. It's like, you kind of like want, you really want this to have happened.
I mean, it's a sign. I don't know what from Avenue Q. But I'm gonna find my purpose. I don't know where I'm gonna be, but I'm gonna find my purpose.
No.
Oh. It's a little thing that's a fire under your ass. Purpose is like going strong. A car with a tank full of gas. Man, I miss Avenue Q.
I am definitely not drunk enough yet. So
you've only been to see one musical. You should feel sad.
Why is that?
That you've only seen one musical live.
I do not feel...
Guys, okay, Avenue Q, it's like the best musical in the world. It's like fucking Sesame Street, but for adults, and it deals with real adult issues and living in poverty and not being accepted, and has the song "The Internet is for Porn," which is probably like the most known, was like one of the first original meme songs, and a lot of people still didn't know where it came from.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I knew that.
You knew the internet's for porn?
Well, I knew that came from Avenue Q, yeah.
Oh, a lot of people did. And Purpose is the song he's singing. And I relate to the musical because one of our protagonists has a BA in English. And he's like, what do you do with the BA in English? Because it's useless on its own. So it's the best. And there's a fine... It's just great. I'm going to make you listen to the album.
That's fine.
Once we're done here.
That is absolutely okay. So, anyway, that was it. And that's really kind of the craziness behind it. I was on YouTube earlier today trying to see if I can find like some videos that I can try to put together that would showcase some of the video, showcase some of the videos. But a lot of them are like compilations with like a person talking, and I don't want to utilize a person's compilation, especially if they're talking over it, because I don't want them to be like, oh, copyright strike, you're using my stuff without my... But I encourage you, if it sounds even the least bit interesting to see people finding these random locations and going to these random locations and finding stuff, then I just, type in Randonautica into a Google search and just see the stuff that comes up. It's pretty crazy. Personally, I feel like a lot of the stuff is fake. There are videos of people, like I'm looking at some of the thumbnails now. One of the videos I watched was this woman that was just crying because she supposedly drove to this place with her boyfriend, and they saw this woman in a ditch clinging on to her dying husband or whatever, and then her boyfriend got out of the car and got shot. And then she's just like driving the car. She's like, the police came and we were questioned. I'm like, nuh-uh, there's no way. Now, maybe it's because I come from a law enforcement background, but there's just no way. I know for a fact that if your boyfriend was shot, you would not be driving home. You might be driving to the hospital, but you would not be driving home. The police wouldn't just come out and question you. They would be like, who shot your fucking boyfriend?
The first time you said shot, it sounds like the song. It goes, shot, 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 shot. So that's all I could think of when you're like, you got shot. And I was like, shot, 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 shot.
I don't have a shot glass in here, otherwise I would take a shot. I guess I could just down this a little bit. That's less than a shot.
You could.
I mean, I'm not giving away my shot.
Throwing away my shot, not giving it away. He never gave it away. He didn't want to throw it away.
Drinking it.
I I'm not throwing away my shot.
You guys hear that bass?
I'm
let's
not
try that
throwing
again.
away my shot.
Yeah, the bass. That's the last little bit of this.
Not question her in the street. No, they wouldn't. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no, they would, no, they wouldn't just question her and then send her on her merry fucking way. That's not the way that works. I've got 2 parents that were law enforcement. I've been on the law enforcement side of things in the military. I can tell you that if there's a person, if there's a dead body, or a semi, or a seemingly dead body, or whatever, and then suddenly your boyfriend is shot, there's no way there's going to be like, oh, well, let's ask you a few questions and you can go home. No, it's going to be, let's go to the police station.
Let's go to the beach.
Exactly. And let's ask you some actual questions. Let's get a police report. So, yeah, I think TikTok is full, when it comes to these random nodding things, I think TikTok is full of very good actors and actresses. And they put these little skits together that.
Fuck's sake, man!
Sorry,
Just
more.
terrify my only child.
You have.
I have 5 kids.
You literally have
I have 5.
4 other dogs, 3 cats, and 3
I
axolotls.
have 5 kids. My poor boy. You're so mean.
That did startle the shit out of him.
You
was like a jump scare.
You want to shit on TikTok all the time, but the fact that Gen Z has brought it upon themselves on a social media app to start learning American Sign Language and use captioning and everything that they do. I'm sorry, but there's a lot of stupid shit that every generation does.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
To bring it upon themselves to be more inclusive is something that
I get that. Some of the TikToks are like a minute long.
they can only be a minute long, and as a maximum.
You can convey a recipe in 15 seconds. You'd have to be concise as fuck.
Got Mama Jill,
Yeah.
and then we got Tabitha. You
But,
do your
yeah.
thing. You do your thing, baby.
But-
that's your business.
But yeah,
That's your business. No,
Are you done?
I'm not done
Go
because
ahead.
you don't appreciate TikTok.
Continue.
I appreciate TikTok. There's so many. There's teacher TikTok, which I'm obviously a part of. There's dog TikTok. I've been on the really weird side of TikTok. Like there's a balloon fetish.
You haven't
video,
watched
and I
any of
was
the
like, what the
Randonauticas.
fuck? No, I haven't because that's dumb.
It is dumb.
Tabitha, yeah, you watch Tabitha too. She's great.
All I'm saying
There's
is,
even foraging TikTok.
my fucking
There
god.
are people that just like go outside and know what weeds are edible and then like show you a recipe of how to make dinner using this commonly found weed. It's like, hey, just go outside and here's something that you can just eat. And I'm like, no, I will not eat that, but I'm glad you're so resourceful. You found her on Facebook. Yeah, she's I love her TikToks. Her daughter does them too, and she makes fun of her all the time. It's cute. Mr. Hamilton is an educator TikTok. Yeah. I'm just saying there's a lot more to it than
And I'm not saying that there isn't.
kids dancing that
And I get that.
which I basically haven't seen.
I've seen quite a few videos on those compilations of.
But do you have a TikTok? I'm saying
I will never have a TikTok.
That's what I'm
account.
saying. If you had your For You page and if it was tailored to you, you probably wouldn't see. Just because
Kelly likes the dancing, apparently.
they're fine. There's just like a million of them of the same thing.
Yeah. I don't know. All I'm saying, in regards to Randonautica, getting back to that, I'm just saying I think a lot of it is fake. Aside from that story that blew up in the news, obviously that's real because there's points of validation about that. A lot of that shit seems just crazy. One of the TikTok trends I have in my show notes here is the everything is cake, or is that the I'm old.
Is it cake?
Is it cake?
Is it cake? Are you cake?
And like, so she showed me a few videos of like this is it cake stuff, and it's like literally people like grabbing stuff, like they would pick this up and it would like suddenly be cake.
Or you'd put a knife to something to find out, and then there's ones where they're like, I don't know if my hand is cake. Am I cake? Has it all been cake this whole time? Do you know there is there are TikTok trends that are less than savory though. There's the creepy 17, 18-year-old males that do very creepy POV videos.
Mm-hmm.
Very rapey and sexual assaulty, and
Maybe they shouldn't do that.
And child grooming type things, and it's actually really, really problematic. It's even more problematic that these guys don't see an issue with how problematic these videos are.
My problem is you don't see a problem with how problematic your
Exactly.
problems are.
Do you know what else they've used TikTok for? Is
Grooming of children.
calling out people's sexual abusers. So there will be a lot of people that are really popular on the platform, but it's very easy to duet with them and find sounds and boost videos. So there have been a lot of instances where one of these guys, you know, is also a creep in real life and has sexually assaulted or harassed someone in real life, and through that a lot of times have been brought to justice in that way.
Interesting.
Because there's no way for them to block duetting. They have to keep deleting the video, or you know, they can't seem to, there's no way around it, which is fine for this purpose. It's going to be annoying if you're a genuine person just trying to be and you've got creep on the other end of it, but yeah.
Well, people are creepy. That's
They really are.
That's
really,
nothing new.
I know, but it shouldn't be still.
So, and one of the things I do want to mention, and this is, I guess, this is me being, you know, a gun guy and being like all about the Second Amendment. Every single time I see articles coming up about how TikTok is going to be, you know, Trump wants to ban TikTok and all this crap, my knee-jerk reaction is to fight it. Even though I don't use TikTok, it doesn't mean that I don't believe that other people should be able to use TikTok. It doesn't mean that I don't want other people to be able to use TikTok. Personally, I have no purpose. It serves no purpose in my life. But that doesn't mean that it's not a source of education and entertainment for other people. And because something can be entertaining, personally, even if there's zero educational benefit from it, even though, as Maddie has pointed out, there are educational TikToks, even if it was purely for entertainment, that's perfectly fine, especially in this day and age where people are trapped at home. Absolutely, Brian.
Another definition of the First Amendment.
Yeah, absolutely, Brian. And where people are trapped at home, and not trapped, but you're home, and even if you didn't want to be home, where are you gonna go? That type of stuff. So
the reason that Trump actually wants to ban it is a very 1984 type reasoning behind it. He's trying to control the flow of information and the fact that people are using this platform to get real messages.
Well. So what he proposed it as, and I just got through watching the Legal, and I've got the Legal Eagle presentation pulled up here, guys. So we're not going to sit through all 27 minutes and 13 seconds of it, obviously.
Any of it.
But one of the things that he mentions is that the problem is all countries within China.
All countries within China?
Oh, sorry. I am from every continent in Africa and every continent in Europe. So anyway, so all the companies is what I meant to say. All the companies in China, that unless you're in certain specific areas like Singapore, Hong Kong, etc., they
barely
have
Hong
to
Kong anymore.
Yeah, right. They have to adhere to the rules set by the Communist Party. And there's a lot of censorship. There's a lot of information gathering, data mining. There's a lot of censoring that happens from the communist government of China, and they are they're like they do like there's this oh man, I'm gonna paraphrase this poorly, but there's this Muslim group of people in China, in a certain area of China, and a lot of the way they're mistreated and the way they're treated by like locals and the government. They create these TikToks to try to showcase that, and the Chinese people are like, wow, these people are treated really poorly. Let's speak out against that. And every single time these people speak out against it, the Chinese government censors that content. They block that content on TikTok. And because TikTok is headquartered in China, they have to. Every time the Chinese government says you have to do this, they have to do it. They have to go out and find these posts and censor them and delete them and remove them. So it's just it's crazy. So one of the things that Trump was saying is that he doesn't trust the fact that because this company is based in China, that they won't mine whatever, they won't do whatever the Chinese government says. So if the Chinese government says, hey, if this person is signed into your TikTok, so this is something that is already happening. If you are signed into TikTok using your Facebook information, you have agreed. No one reads the terms of service. No one reads the end user license agreement. But if you are signed into TikTok using your Facebook information, you have given TikTok access to your friend list. They have the ability to post to your wall, which is, as a developer, I understand that a lot of applications have the ability to post to your wall. Doesn't mean that they do. But they can read your friend list. They can track in all of your, if you click on an ad in Facebook, like if you click on an ad, TikTok has the ability to read the fact that you click that ad and use that to tailor advertisements towards you and to build a profile about you. They can read your posts, any post that you make public, they can read those types of things. So obviously if you don't make public posts, this doesn't apply to you. But personally, that doesn't bother me, because if you're using the internet at all, you're tracked.
It actually does. I mean, I know that you're tracked regardless, but I never connect things to Facebook because the level of or lack of privacy and it's always bothered me that one of an application's first things they want to do is access your contacts. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I hate that. I never give them permission.
Absolutely. They want to access your contacts. A lot of them want to access your microphone and your camera. Mm-hmm. And TikTok obviously wants access to your microphone and camera in case you want to post a TikTok.
Right.
But the second you do that, if you actually read the end user license agreement, it basically gives TikTok unfettered access to those things unless you then go in and deny it. Mm-hmm. There were some things that were saying that TikTok, whether you agree to that or not, has access to it, but that's simply not how phones work. Like, people don't understand that that's not how phones. Your phone isn't going to allow an application to have access to something that you don't explicitly give it access to. And the second it tries to circumvent your, if you say, oh yeah, I'll give you access to my camera, but not my microphone. If it tries to access your microphone, you'll get a little notification saying, hey, XYZ application is attempting to access your microphone. Do you want to allow this? No. And then it won't have access to it because it's the operating system saying you can't do this. So anyway, so from that perspective, so one of the things that was brought up was that President Trump is utilizing his powers under the IEEEA, the IEEEPA or IEEPA, the IEEPA Act, which says that he can declare an emergency and then enact these sweeping orders under that. And that's kind of like what's going on. So he's declaring that the presence of TikTok and the utilization of TikTok is actually
you can continue.
is actually saying that it's a national security emergency, and he's enacting this legislation under that to sign this executive order to ban TikTok. And I don't agree with that. I really don't think that an application should be banned. If people are utilizing TikTok for whatever purpose that they're using it for, let them use it. Let people have fun. And I mean, it's not like our own government isn't stealing information, isn't tracking us, isn't going in and taking whatever they want from our phones anyway. So just because the Chinese government's doing it, it's really no different. So Brian is
So basically, it looks like when is the next not election, the next thing, Dad, for voting? It's basically that the SNP is going to continue to stay in power. Everybody thinks that Boris Johnson is the scum of the earth.
well, he's friends with Trump, so
Our first minister is up 2021. Okay, our first minister is plus 50 on approval. Up 2% once. Independence, and we need to keep just pushing forward. Is what he's saying.
gotcha.
And I was just thinking that me and him need to talk about the exams again, because in Scotland, the exams being the manifesto. Yeah, hopefully. Does that mean we'll need new passports? Anyway, so in Scotland there were projected success rates and amounts that kids were expected to hit, and the actual outcomes of the exams was much lower than projected.
Mm-hmm.
So I noticed that the guy in charge of education for us, in charge of the government, is like, we'll fix it, but I'm like, how are you gonna fix it? The projected rates were way higher than any of the actual outcomes for the past several years.
Right.
So really, it's not, it just seems weird that they're like, oh, we'll fix it, rather than, yeah, the teachers way over thought that you guys were going to do better and then you didn't. You know what I mean? I'm just curious about what he thinks he's going to fix, honestly.
I understand.
Yeah. There's a lot going on.
There is a lot going
There's
on.
a lot going on in education.
What does that have to do with what I was talking about?
That? What do you mean it doesn't? What? What do you mean? Why can't people have other things?
I was like, wait a minute.
It has nothing.
We had a conversation going on, or a topic going on, and then it's just sidebar. Anyway.
John Swinney, estimate restored. Okay. I just don't get how it's gonna work. I just don't get it from an educator standpoint.
What don't you get?
If you did shit on the test, you did shit on the test.
Mm-hmm. Is that a problem of the educational system, or is that a problem of the of?
I know here's downgrade. Well, an estimate's not the same as.
Yeah, squirrel.
No, I see the connection.
Do tell.
Anyway, it's just a lot. There's a lot more. It's kind of like saying, I think you're gonna get an A.
Uh-huh.
And you get a C. And you get a C. You know?
Yeah. No, I get that. We definitely have that problem here in the United States where kids are expected to have a certain level of education and a certain level of performance within the school system and within our educational system, and then the actual test scores come out, the standardized test scores come out, and it's like, oh, our students are performing much lower. Your teacher said, I think you'll get an A, and they're getting a C.
I'm waiting for the live part. It's, at least from what it sounds like to me, the moderator said
Kaya's barking.
But then
so.
what about the actual results? I'm still confused by that. I have an issue with standardized testing to begin with.
And Kelly's right. The school, each state has a different standardized testing.
Oh, is that what it's? Is that the problem? Is it? It's that they gave them an estimate of what they would have achieved because exams are cancelled for this year, and then the moderator said, "No, you'll get a B." So even though they were expected to get an A in an exam that no one sat, they were downgraded to a B because that's what they decided. Okay, now I understand. I was confused. I'm like, why wouldn't the results just be the be-all, end-all of it? But that's, okay. Yeah, okay. That's fair.
And to Kelly's point, standardized testing is annoying. And standardized, it's funny because standardized needs to be put in quotes. Because it's not standardized for everyone. Standardized testing, and this is coming from someone who grew up in a super humble black family.
Yes, I did.
Standardized does not apply to all cultures, all backgrounds, all households. You know, like there was a TV show we watched way back in the day that said that someone failed a question because the question was, which of these two things go together? Cup table, cup saucer, cup bowl. And the person said...
Standardized doesn't mean... No. That's not what it means, right? There are issues with standardized testing to where they haven't taken in consideration the cultural background of their students, and students have failed or been like the bias has been against them because they don't have that background. That's not what standardized testing is or means. All it means is that to a standard set of skills.
Absolutely. No.
But it has, so it's not that's not what they mean by standardized.
Right, but the problem is when you have certain schools that are in more problematic areas,
You don't need to tell me.
I get that, in poorer areas, and unlike those schools in the middle class and upper middle class, there's a lot of, we didn't get time to get to that because they were so busy trying to, I'm just going to throw out male teachers because in a lot of poorer areas, there are unfortunately, a lot of ethnic background kids.
Why are you saying unfortunately?
I'll get to that in a second. And unfortunately, those kids don't always have their fathers around them. So you have a lot of male teachers trying to play dad, even though that's not what they signed up for. They signed up to be a teacher. So they don't get to I'm trying to teach you what's necessary to learn so you can get a good score on this test, which of course then goes into a whole deeper thing that I have a problem with, where where there are a lot of school districts and school educational systems that are teaching the kids how to pass tests and not skills and education they need for life, but that's a completely different topic. They can't get to you need to learn this so you can pass this standardized test, or you need to learn this whole mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell thing, because I'm so busy trying to stop you from disrupting class, or trying to teach you how to behave and sit still and be quiet.
Generally, a lot less time is spent dedicated to that. Those poor socioeconomic schools, that's immediate in school and out of school suspension, and those schools are probably the schools that most focus on teaching to the test and nothing else because of the lack.
You see, now when I was in school, the only time I ever saw kids immediately get told go to the principal's office, or you're immediately being punished. There's some sort of super punitive action for this, for what you're, or super punitive reaction for what you've done, is literally during sex education. And we had a science teacher that was zero tolerance. The second you made a off-color comment or you tried to be funny, even if you were being genuine in your question, but you were phrasing it in a way that made the rest of the class
person
laugh.
had an authority issue. There are schools, even with nice teachers, that have zero tolerance policies enforced throughout the whole school, and that includes things like minor uniform infractions.
Right.
And the schools that tend to have the zero tolerance policies tend to be in poorer areas. And what's worse than that, it directly contributes to the school to prison pipeline, because the more times that they are in ISS and the more times they're out of school suspension and then get expelled, you're basically canceling their lives. But
I've been in ISS as a sidebar because I laughed at someone's joke during sex education.
sounds about right. But here is where the real problem lies, right? Teachers want to teach students skills and content.
Mm-hmm.
Teachers barely get paid as it is. Education districts barely get paid as it is. And that's getting stripped even further. And then on top of that, because of this whole pandemic, people are talking about defunding the education system.
I did see the articles on that, yeah.
Defunding something that's been defunded for forever?
It was the cycle. It was the teachers don't get paid enough. Teachers are so amazing. I can't believe we're not paying our teachers more. Teachers should be millionaires. Then suddenly, and I'm telling you, I know I know a lot of people don't agree with me, or some people don't agree with me, but it's because parents have now had their children at home so much that when teachers are like, we're not ready to open schools back up because COVID is still a thing, they're like, their default Karen reaction is, oh, these teachers are lazy. We should be,
exactly.
These teachers aren't, so.
That's what happened, because I have to go into work to teach to an empty classroom on Zoom because people in this district don't believe that teachers will work from home.
And it's super silly.
But back to the issue at hand. So we have little funding as it is. A large portion of school funding comes from standardized testing. So it's a government issue. If you're not teaching to the test and teaching to the test well enough, and the government's decided that these are the materials that we're going to put all of our money into, and you're not doing that, you lose your funding as a school.
And it's sad.
My district is currently at risk of losing a lot of money because we haven't opened the doors yet. Whereas all the other school districts have in-person instruction and have had many COVID cases and have had many issues, we are the only district that is actually working with a health department and has their doors closed, at least while we're in phase 1, and has certain things that have to be hit. We are still at risk of the government deciding to pull funding because we have not opened our doors to students.
And it's one of those things where literally all you have to do is look at the news. And a lot of people say, oh, don't trust mainstream media. But literally all you have to do is look at the news and look at the cases. Look at the CDC. If you don't want to trust the news, go directly to the source. Look at the CDC reports of school districts opening and saying students can come in. And then immediately, like there was literally just a case in New Mexico, I believe, where
New Mexico has the plague.
Where there were 850 students quarantined.
Yeah.
They quarantined off 850 students because of COVID-19.
Yes. There have been the school districts in Texas. I have seen from teachers going back to in Georgia as well. There have been teachers on TikTok in Florida who have who have been told to go straight back in and teach the students and haven't been given any sanitation materials. So there are teachers in Florida that still live at home with their parents because they don't make any fucking money.
Right.
That are also now expected, if they want to protect themselves, to buy their own sanitation materials and protection.
And what's where that kind of stems from, and where I'm kind of with that, it doesn't surprise me. Not saying that I agree with it. I'm just saying it doesn't surprise me, is because I went to school in Florida.
Right.
And I went to a lot of my public school in Florida, and literally, if a teacher wanted their students to experience something different, or have some sort of reference material or something,
they buy it. Yeah.
That was all out of their pocket.
Right, but I'm specifically talking about something that the government said they would provide. The government has made promises about what they're going to provide for teachers, and that has not been true.
Right.
So that's a bigger issue. Yes, there are always going to be the cases of the teachers pretty much using all of their money, all of their extra money to give students experiences. That's a different kettle of fish.
That's a different
The
show.
Floridian
we can go on about.
Department of Education has decided that they have to go in person due to the education laws, and that they were claiming that they were going to provide things for teachers, and they flat out haven't. And people just want to raise awareness. If your teacher has a sanitation station, they paid for it.
Right.
They used their money to protect themselves. There are states where teachers are being
Well, Kelly, you also have Kelly, it's funny because you have enough school to you could have had a doctorate by now. So if you're teaching someone, you probably are giving them better. You're probably able to transfer more education just off the stuff in your head than most schools can give them, with a focused lesson plan. So,
but yeah, there are instances of just utter bullshit going on right now. Yeah.
I completely get it, and that's one of the biggest things with this, and one of the things that really kind of boils my blood is when you see these Karens, talking about how teachers are doing this or teachers aren't doing that, and teachers should be in charge of this. And I'm like, literally, 3 months ago, you guys were saying how brave and how strong and how underpaid and underappreciated teachers are, and now because you guys are tired of seeing your children, you guys can't deal with having your kids in your house anymore.
Yeah.
Now it's suddenly a problem of the teachers. Personally, that's when I start getting shitty, because I'm like, why did you have kids in the first place?
There are teachers that have had to write their wills. People my age, your age, writing their wills because they could die.
Yeah, teaching.
And not in the school shooting type of way.
Yeah.
Right? And there are some teachers, they're like, I signed up to lay my life down for my students. No, you didn't. Our job isn't to lay our lives down for students.
Right, you guys aren't Marines.
We're not we're not the police.
You aren't sworn to duty.
We're not sworn to lay our lives down for students.
Right.
I don't need to walk into a deathbed for students.
No, you can just go get it. There are plenty of jobs paying $55,000 a year.
It's just
that's all I have to say. There are plenty of jobs paying $55,000 a year.
I will say, we were talking about why have kids if you don't want them around, and that's all fine for the general education kids.
Right.
Let's talk about our special education kids. Right? We have parents who may have coping mechanisms, but we have a ton of parents that don't have the coping mechanisms or the tools to deal with their kids all day, every day, and provide them with what they need and work.
Which, that gets into a whole different... I am so anti having kids if you aren't the kind of person that should have kids.
If you cannot predict if your child is going to have special needs.
Right, but I think, especially given the education availability to adults today, if you are in your mind like, I'm going to have kids, or I'm going to fuck some chick, and we're going to produce some offspring because I'm not pulling the fuck out. The only thing in my house that pulls out is my couch. If that's where you are in your head, then you should be able, if you produce a freaking autism baby or
beep,
or
beep, 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 beep. Back up. Back up. Back the fuck up. Back up.
Or freaking
No. 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 Sweetheart, no. Let me say this next sentence for you. Let me say this next sentence for you. And
Wait,
then
I got a better one.
No,
I got a better one.
No,
I want to say it.
I'm going to pinch you in your privates if you don't stop. Okay? Okay? If you happen to you should be fully prepared as a parent for the possibility of a child with special needs, regardless of how severe or non-severe those needs end up being. However, I would like to argue the comments on this blog. Thank you. Yeah, I'm sure.
Look, if you spit out
beep, we're backing up. We're coming out of the ditch. Anyway, you should be fully prepared to expect the unexpected. However, on the opposite side of that, the actual numbers of cases of kids with special needs or exceptions are so low that you look at the abundance of kids that come out.
Right, that are...
So if you're gambling, right? If you're gambling, you're if you're gambling, the likelihood of you having a child with special needs is relatively low.
I get that, but
there is still the possibility, and if you are wanting to embrace the life as a parent, you should be willing and accepting of what you may need
whatever
to do.
special needs your kids have.
Right.
I get that, but if you spit out a Danny Down syndrome and you...
I warned you. No, soap. Go get soap.
I'm not getting soap.
That's no.
What I'm saying
No,
is,
you're
you
not
should
saying.
be able. You should say, okay, this is what our child's special needs are.
This is what our child needs. Let's provide them. Yes.
Let's dig deeper into that.
You should, if you need to, you should be able to have someone at home assisting. But I'm gonna bring back in my little socialist lens here. The government should be able, if you the government
I'm gonna die.
should provide it, because you know there's that big thing over here about you, if you haven't prepared yourself for a situation, then screw you, right? On my socialist viewpoint, I'm gonna just put this out here.
I gotcha.
Those types of things, in her opinion,
And her opinions are right in there.
the government should be able to provide, those should be government workers, right? There should be people that, hey, I have a child with special needs. I don't have the funds to hire someone for this, and I'm barely making minimum wage myself. The government should be providing a person.
I get that.
As primary caretaker or as primary teacher or what, not only would that create a ton of jobs and security for a lot of people that have the interest of helping a special needs child, but it's hard to find the right balance, and there are those people that can't afford it.
Right.
Not only would that deal with that, but in issues of a pandemic or family holidays, even think about middle class parents with children that have special needs. It's not fair, and it's actually emotionally burdening to have the siblings have all of have that pressure of dealing with their sibling that has a special need. You would have someone that went with you who's still on job but gets to enjoy these types of things and is part of the family and provides your child with these things that you're unable to because personalities clash, or you don't have the toolkit, or
Right.
You shouldn't. Though I am not a fan of pooping out babies, right? And I personally plan to get mine from surrogate parents that have 4 legs.
Yeah, well, and that's another. I know plenty of people that are like, "Oh, let's poop out as many babies as possible." And I'm like, "What the fuck?"
There are.
You make freaking $40,000 a year. You should not be
but
front pooping
there
babies.
are people that really value
Mormo's
family. You scared him into submission.
I don't know if you guys can see him.
No, they can't. I know. I was thinking of pulling it over, but I didn't want to disturb him.
Oh shit, Momo.
You can't see him. He's like way behind you. Oh, you woke him up. Oh no, my baby.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's people that feel like they need to build their own communities, and obviously there's accidents, and obviously there's lack of protection or thinking I'm not gonna get pregnant, and then you've got religious issues, and then you've got right now we're fighting with the issue of accessibility to services like Planned Parenthood.
Right.
So it is not like it's exactly easy. Oh, he's so snoozy. He's so snoozy, my little snoozle. I love you. My little snoozle, I love you, my baby. My baby little snoozle. My little snoozle.
He's like, "Mom, I was asleep."
I know your daddy fucked it up.
I'm sorry, Morms.
I love you. I love you. So it's not exactly easy for someone to get an abortion or preventative care, or in some cases, if you don't have the right insurance or ability to get your tubes tied or get the birth control that best fits for you. There's so many reasons why just not having babies might be really hard.
Right. I'm trying to see if I can get a camera that's facing Mormo.
So
No.
there are a lot of more things you need to think about than just people with 6 kids just like pooping out babies,
I get that.
And we can't discredit people's need for community. You want to talk about that? That's another issue with Western society, particularly America, is the issue of the individual over the collective and the lack of community, to where people feel like they need to create their own communities. If we had a greater sense of community over here and a greater connection to the people around us, maybe people wouldn't be pooping out 6 babies. Maybe they wouldn't feel the need to create their own dynamic because they would have a larger dynamic around them.
I because I am in the situation where I am in my head, I don't understand.
Zombie.
Sorry.
I don't
Go ahead.
understand the feeling of a need of offspring to make something happen.
No, that's because you don't really love anyone around you.
I do. I love you, and I love our kids. All freaking 11 of them.
I don't really consider the axolotls are decorations at this
Dude,
point.
no. Freaking Pippin is definitely...
No.
Every time we go down, Pippin's like, hi.
Yeah, they're cute.
Some people want
Some
six
people
babies.
want 6 babies.
They do.
But
there's all these
I
possibilities.
get that. But if you want a child...
Right, but the people
and
with 6
your,
babies...
your kid comes out and is like, then you should...
Pete,
Stop. I'm making a point.
you're making a bad point. You're making the point that you don't know how to properly deal with people with disabilities.
Mormo. Mormo's barking at us.
More Mickey me.
I love you. I love you.
I'm just saying, if
I love you.
if you have a child and the child has needs,
Yeah.
you should be able. I feel like as a parent, your only goal should be to cater to those needs.
I get it. We have 5 kids, and they're all on different foods.
We home cook meals for one of them.
Yes, which
We
reminds me,
have-
I need to do that tonight because he has no food.
We
for tomorrow.
have a family doctor and a family nurse.
We have, you know, we have all the.
We're
different
also
things
middle class.
We are. They get to wear different Halloween costumes every year rather than hand-me-downs. They get gourmet snacks every week. They get to have. I mean, yes, we have upper middle class children.
Yes, we do.
I love him the most. I can't believe you woke him up. You're so rude. You're so rude. Oh, you little snoozer.
Oh, buddy.
You're so snoozely. I love you. I love you so much. I love you so much. It's my baby. It's my baby. I miss him. I barely get to see him anymore.
Because you work.
As I go
Like an
into
adult.
work. I don't want to go into work without him. I miss him.
It sucks, man.
I miss him.
I hate adulting. Anyone who says adulting is cool can go fuck themselves. It is not cool. Being an adult is not fun. I want to go back to being a kid and just
That's
being
what
able to
I
do
was
whatever
trying. That's what
wanna
I was trying to get across to him, Stacey. Is that it's the few that outweigh the many on the not caring but even the parents that do care struggle with having a special needs kid at home.
I understand that. I completely understand
just
that.
because you love someone doesn't mean you want them in the house all the time, around you all the time, asking you for shit all the time. You know that, you know, it's hard for a lot of people, it's hard for a lot of kids to disconnect that dad's in the office, which means that is his work time. I need to pretend that he's not here just like I would any other day.
Absolutely.
I can't go ask him for something because he's doing very important business. So
I get that.
it's really hard.
20,000 times a day just to say hi. Yeah.
Yeah.
So go back to the office, dude.
This is his office. I'm so glad he's home.
This is my office.
I'm so glad he's home.
I want people to be completely crystal clear with every single person that will ever watch this video. Right now, even before COVID was a thing, I was a remote worker. I go into the office because I wanted to, not because I had to.
And I go into the office because I have to. I'm without my kid. You know, everyone else gets to have daycare. I want to have daycare.
You have daycare.
I want to take him in.
You have a house husband.
I have a daycare. I do. I want him to be at my daycare though. I want to be his daycare. I want to bring him into work with
Yeah,
me.
Kelly, you've been working from home for like ever, man.
I
Holy
could work
shit.
from home.
Yeah, Kelly's been working from home for like
a
million years.
I just earn less money than I could if I work in person. But I could work from home. I don't know.
What if you like taught like Indian kids English?
That's one. Those actual jobs are in the countries. The ones that are online are like appointment based and really strict. It's not really good as far as like, and it's really considered to be like secondary income if you're lucky, rather than secondly, that's not what I want to do. And thirdly, teaching online is still there's K-12, which is an online school, but it's still, you earn less, and it's not as good as being with a district. But I want my baby to go in. I want you to.
He's like, I want to stay home and play ball.
I'll play ball with you.
Oh, that look! I'm sorry, but I
I'll
said
play
the
ball with you. I have an entire classroom to myself. I could bring a bed in. You could just hang out with me.
I wonder what would happen like if you had like if you went in there if you're in that classroom by yourself, you're just like, brought Mormo.
I'm gonna ask.
Say he's Reed certified.
He's a therapy dog. He's a certified therapy dog. And with no students, I don't really see why he couldn't. It's not like there's anyone allergic to dog hair. But yeah. Yeah, I know.
I don't know.
It's not really a conversation for right now when there's a lot. Yeah, he's the bestest boy in the class.
Yeah, he is.
I actually I did that. So for my students this year, I created an interest inventory, and the very last question is a picture of Mormo, and it says, "Is this the bestest boy? Is this the bestest boy?" And they have some questions. They have some options for the answer, and it's yes, 11 out of 10, pupper. Wow, so handsome, of course. Is this a trick question? And then the last one is, no, I hate him, and I'd also like an F, please. Yeah.
It's so funny because, like, if I guarantee you, if you went to, like, a Tumblr or a Reddit or any of those other more social sites, and you posted a poll with a picture of Mormo, it could be a picture of any of our dogs, and you say, is this the bestest boy? And 99% of respondents would be like, yes, he is the bestest boy.
Well, so far, I think the number one answer is 11 out of 10, pupper. You're an 11 out of 10. I think you're in a million out of 10.
You're in a million out of 10?
You're in a million out of 10.
Oh, big yawn.
A million out of 10.
Big yawn. It's okay.
Big a millions out of 10. Trebillions out of 10.
Don't lick my thighs!
Lick his thighs!
Lick
Yeah!
my
Lick the thighs!
He was licking my thigh. I don't like it. I don't like it.
I just love the day that Bogle booped you in the nutsack. And you just went, ooh.
That was not okay.
It was funny.
It was not okay.
It was funny to everyone else.
Everyone else.
Everyone else in the room thought that was
everyone watching that sitcom thought that was hilarious.
So sometimes the boys maybe hit the wrong spot.
I'm always abused by our corks.
It's kind of like having perpetual toddlers, you know. They're just tall enough to try and run through your legs and hit something else.
And they're too tall to make it.
Yeah.
Mormo, I'm sorry, boy.
Your baby.
This one constantly, when he's on the bed, tries to freaking crush my bolus under his front paws.
It's doing you a favor.
I'm gonna get cancer, and it's not gonna be okay.
That's true.
Cancer is ridiculously expensive.
Not good.
I'm sure you've seen the meme where it's like most expensive places in like various countries, and it shows like all these like super ridiculous hotels in like Italy and Norway.
In the hospital.
And then and then in the US it's a hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah. That be true though.
Very much true. You can ask Kelly, because Kelly has spent quite a bit of time in the hospital. And shit, I don't know. I don't know if I could do that.
Being in the hospital?
Yeah, I mean, I've been there.
I was gonna say, like,
But as a kid,
you've done it. You've been there.
I was a kid, so they don't charge kids as much.
Yeah.
They
Because they can't pay.
Kids get a discount rate. It's like if you're 13 and under, you get a discount rate. Kaya, stop barking.
Borf.
She gets so mad. I think you should really try to bring this one with you to class, because I think he can make it.
I know, because he's quiet. And he's a therapy dog.
He's not barky. He is sniffy.
Oh.
They charge kids as much as I know. We just had a good. No, I get it. I was being silly.
He did a bad joke thing, like
Oh
he
my
did
goodness!
earlier.
No, the joke I made earlier was hilarious. Woo!
No, it wasn't. You're wrong, and survey says you're wrong.
No, there was laughs from my joke
Was it from the joke?
about Danny.
Was it from? Stop. I may have a corgi on my lap, but I still have capabilities. I will use my feet. You don't like when I use my feet, but I will use my feet.
Stop it. Woo.
Yeah. I just
Did they do that thing where they charge you for skin time or whatever it's called, where you get to hold your baby and they charge you for that shit?
Babies are so gross. There's always that commercial with like the freshly born one, and they put it on top of the mom.
It's still covered on.
Ew! Like why?
Wow,
Why?
$150
To touch your own kid. You know what I mean? Like
it's covered in amniotic fluid.
You have to pay me. You know.
I don't want that
Pay me $150. Ugh.
They charge you $150 to hold Mormo.
Oh my god. No. I would pay $1 million.
They charge you $150 to hold Merlin when he was a puppy.
Dude.
Merlin when he
I basically did.
Dude, I look at old pictures of Merlin as a puppy. He looks like he could be a commercial dog.
Merlin was like 400 pounds, Mom, I think. Ew. Ugh. Ew.
Your mom had a C-section. That's nothing.
It's still gross. Like thinking.
My mom had a C-section with my little sister.
I know. But I'm just thinking about cleaning it. Oh, I'm just like it has goo. It's just gross.
Goo.
It's just gross.
Comes out in a bag.
It basically does.
Like those Genio turkeys.
Oh no! Oh no!
Like those Genio turkeys.
Stop! Fuck!
Oh.
Man!
Oh no!
Fuck!
Oh!
Sake! Fuck! No! Stop!
Woo!
Stop!
Anyway.
Bogle's mom had a C-section.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
But I'm saying like Merlin. Picture Merlin as a puppy.
Mommy came out naturally.
Merlin was I look at Merlin's pictures and I'm like, holy crap!
Merlin is a baby. I
Merlin
wish
was
I had.
Adorable.
I did not spend enough time taking pictures of Merlin as a baby.
Merlin.
I didn't have
freaking adorable.
I didn't have the phone I have now.
Right.
And if I really should have done that, you know.
The way the doctor was maneuvering my whole body.
Fuck's sake.
Wow. You were awake when they freaking were like.
My mom was awake.
Really?
Of course
when
she
they were
was.
Like, nah, man.
They
I would be like, knock my punk ass out.
They typically need to keep you awake.
Because they're sitting there like, okay, I need you to hold really still.
They usually, and I don't know if it was the same for Kelly, but they usually put a curtain in front of your face so you can't see where they're cutting things out from. Because that can be quite traumatizing. Yeah, you have to be awake. But my mom had a curtain in front of her, and they were giving her medicine because they were cutting her open, and the medicine made her sick. So, she was heaving and chucking blood out of the open.
You were like being sucked back in as they're trying to pull you out.
Well, they had to.
Mom said she was asleep. I was asleep. Shit.
Yeah, they numb you up, but the medicine that they used for my mom to numb her area for the C-section was causing her to be sick. So they had to give her an anti-nausea thing or something because she was chucking out so much blood from the incision that the doctor couldn't, like, maneuver the baby.
They couldn't see. It was like an anime.
I didn't think I was cooked enough, even though I was, like...
Cooked enough?
What, a few weeks late? Or whatever? And big? That's nice. I'm glad, Kelly.
That's really awesome. Which is interesting to hear because... Typically, as we've learned, that
I wonder if
black women are usually mistreated during...
Well, I was wondering in my head, but since you decided to bring it up, I was wondering in my head if her team was black.
It's this show, this is a non-judgment show unless I'm doing the judging.
You know what? There's just even though it's not a judgment thing, and we have been talking about that lately, and that has been a real issue of content. Like, it's been something that's been brought up a lot recently. All white, cool.
Yeah.
And it's just there's
a big thing right now where, like...
No, what I was gonna say is on TikTok there is a I guess she's not the anesthesiologist, but she works on a baby team, and she's a black baby team.
A baby team.
Whatever it is.
Natal
her
something.
running my shit, and my mom was there. So good. Wonderful. And obviously there is it was just what was really shocking. Anyway, there's this black lady on TikTok that works with that, and she talks about her experiences and how she tries to provide for women of color and in general. But that study that recently came out that modern doctors today, a high percentage of them still didn't think that black women experience pain the same way or at all like white women do, was really shocking and misleading to find out that that's still...
Black women actually experience pain like normal people do because they're normal people.
Because that has been shocking that that information still passed.
That in 2020,
yeah,
that there are still doctors that believe black people don't experience pain the same way.
I have so this is a weird segue, but you said 2020, it made me think of this.
Oh no.
A student today, well, not in one of my classes, but they told me, the other person told me this, said that she liked music from the 1900s.
Oh no.
Like 1960, 1970, 1990.
I like
the 19... Oh, I really like music from the 1900s.
I guess if you were born in 2000...
They all were.
Yeah,
they were all 2000. But the 1900s. You want to make anyone feel old, tell them you like music from the 1900s.
Well, you've never watched Star Trek with me, but Star Trek Beyond, they call Beastie Boys classical music. Which makes sense in that time frame.
Okay, let's go back to the
chat.
Yep. It's my mom was in labor for a really, really long time. She wanted it to be a natural birth. I did not allow that.
You did not.
I did not allow it. She wanted me to come out in water. I said no. I will not be swimming today. Thank you.
I think I just like popped out. Yeah, my mom was like, I'm gonna have a boy.
You took the slip and slide route.
And I was just like, all right, cool.
Nah, I was difficult.
I like moonwalked out of that motherfucker.
I was difficult and then C-section. Honest to God.
28 hours. Whew.
American
they would 28 hours they would have absolutely cut
6 hours total.
Wow.
Today maybe my mom was in labor for way longer. You were 6 hours total.
Yeah. That's from like, oh shit, to baby. Yeah.
I think it's coming. No. Oh fuck, there's a hen.
Yeah, he's crowning. There's a baby.
Here's Johnny. Yeah, that's true. In and out like a burger.
I want a burger, but I don't want the carbs.
Then just have the burger part.
That's just a steak.
It's a round, smoother steak that you don't need to use a knife on.
I'd rather have a steak
Than a burger.
Yes.
If you're not having a bun.
If I'm not having a bun, I'd rather.
Would you ever put a steak in a bun?
It depends on the steak. Yes. If it's a tender steak, absolutely, because a tender steak will cleave with your teeth. If you have a tougher steak, it won't cleave with your teeth. You have to cut it.
Ooh, a cheeseburger egg roll.
That doesn't sound bad.
I mean, it doesn't sound good.
We should make our own egg rolls, and we should make those Southwestern egg rolls.
No, I'm too depressed.
I'm so sorry, baby.
I'm too sad about it.
Tell us your sad story.
We had a place that we could eat at because they had one thing, and then they stopped serving the one thing, and I will shun them forever.
It was Southwestern egg rolls, and they were freaking ridiculous.
And it had really nothing to do with egg rolls, but, you know, they were delicious.
They were egg rolls with freaking...
Were they egg rolls?
They were egg rolls.
How are they egg rolls?
Because the crust that they used was made in the style of an egg roll. It just was thinner.
And also not made of egg.
No, it was made of egg.
No.
It was absolutely made of egg.
Really?
Yeah.
Tasted like a tortilla.
No, it was not a tortilla. It was an egg
Hurricane
roll.
Katrina. Yeah, but I don't want to. I'm a lazy bitch.
I wouldn't mind a cheeseburger egg roll because that would negate the carbs.
Because it's an egg.
Yes.
Even though it doesn't taste like an egg.
Yes.
And it's in the shape of a roll.
Yes. It's the carbs that I'm against.
I don't know why you're against carbs.
Because carbs... Okay, I was explaining to a person on...
We like the carbs. The carbs that go...
I was explaining to a person at work today that, like, different types of food or different macronutrients affect different people differently.
Yeah.
So for me, fats don't stick. So, like, sat fats, trans fats, and all that stuff, they just go through. And Maddie has actually experienced this. When I eat, like, a high-fat meal, I'm on the toilet. Because my body's just like, oh, fats.
Absolutely send that across Kelly. He would love that.
I would love that. Please do. Please send that to me. Text it to me, Facebook it, or email it to me.
Do all three. No.
All of it. Because I would absolutely try it. So those fats, any of those fats, when they go into my body,
fats don't sat.
They go through immediately. Carbs are what give me the gut. That's what sticks. That's what creates the freaking lipids. That's what makes me freaking be like, oh my God, I've gained weight. So I cut carbs, but cutting carbs sucks, man, because you cut carbs and you're just tired all day because your body's like, what do I do without carbs?
I'm tired all day anyway.
Your body's like, what do I do without carbs? And you're like, eat the freaking fat. And it's like, no.
Nah, it's too
I'd rather not.
It's too chewy.
I'd rather not.
It's
and you're like,
chewy.
please eat the fat. And it's like, well, I mean, maybe if you ran and you're like, okay, cool, I'm going to go for a run. And then your body's like, oh, you're an asshole.
Yeah.
I can't believe you went for a run. Now I have to eat the fat. And then even then, my body will be like, I'm going to eat the protein. I'm going to go through your muscle mass first and then go to the fat. So I wind up losing muscle mass, then getting to the fat. I have to build myself back up.
Yeah.
Because I have this freaking
Ethiopian
body. And my body's like, oh, we're going to run from fucking jaguars or some shit.
You get knocked down.
So, like,
you get up again.
Another thing I was explaining to a coworker is that, like, I took, like, 6 years away from running. And as soon as I get back into running, like, a week goes by and I can run a 9-minute mile again.
Mm-hmm.
Because my body's just like, oh, we run. Because that's what we do. But it's just, it's crazy. It's such a difference in body types. And because it kind of like pivoted off of the whole carbs, proteins, and fats thing.
Oh my.
Soluble carbs are a weird thing, aren't they? Because like dietitians will like classify different carbs differently. So like your vegetables and fruits aren't classified the same way as like your starches are. So like potatoes, breads, sugary drinks.
Potatoes are vegetables.
Yeah.
Never forget.
Yeah, so vegetables and fruits are classified differently than like sugary drinks or potatoes or rice, especially white rice. People seem to think white rice is the enemy, but the Chinese and Japanese do white rice all the fucking time.
And they have different body types as well.
They're genetically different than we are.
Yeah.
I did a low carb diet for 2 months. I did not feel good. So, Kelly, when I was doing my body sculpting, when I was posting all those pictures of like me with like fucking 8-pack abs and like sculpted pecs and arms and shit, that was super low carb. That was like under 50 grams a day.
That's not super low carb.
Well under. I was well under that. I was like, if I was getting carbs, it was from my coffee, and I was getting like 20 grams of carbohydrates a day.
Well, 20 grams and under is
keto.
Keto.
Yeah, it's going into ketosis.
You know.
So I was super low carb, and I will say that right now I'm kind of low carbing it, and that's the thing I'm going through right now. Is the same thing I was going through all those years ago, where you have a day where you're just like in a fog. Yes, where you're just like in a fog because your brain is like, I have no energy. Where am I going to get my energy from? And you're like, get it from the fat. And it's like, no.
That's the facts.
I don't want to do that. And you just feel freaking terrible. So I never got the flu-like symptoms, and I'm not getting that now. But I definitely got the brain fog, the tiredness, the super low energy.
Well, welcome to my daily life.
Yay! I understand what it's like to be.
No, you don't.
Maddie.
You don't understand at all.
Well, I don't have a period.
Period.
I have commas. I have semicolons.
I don't have an period. I have like 12
You have an ellipse.
a year.
You have an ellipsis.
Minimum.
Minimum
of 12 a year.
Bare minimum.
Yeah.
That's funny. What are we going to do with these kids? Are we going to take these kids out, or are we going to end the show, or how are we going to do this? What do you want to do? Do you want to keep talking about your period? Let's talk about your period.
Well, it's hard.
It shouldn't be. It should be liquid. it definitely should not be solid.
What's funny is the person I work with drinks coffee and it runs through him really quickly, and he thinks he's being TMI that he talks about needing to go to the toilet, and I'm like, it's my time of the month, so I get it. It's a dude, and I'm like, I get it, man.
You can't wait for menopause? Well, Kelly, I'm sorry.
You should wait for menopause.
You've got a while.
Also, that's not necessarily true.
You've got a while before you hit menopause.
You could be perimenopause.
My God, what are you doing? Maddie, stop. Stop detufting your dog in the office. And just throwing his fur onto the fucking ground.
I'm decorating.
Anyway, menopause. Oh my God, menopause. No, you do not want to be like hot flashes.
I'm already hot flashes.
You shouldn't be hot. You're 25 years old.
I just randomly get hot though.
That's
all hot flashes. It just doesn't have to happen because of menopause.
But it's not like you're not like hot. You're not like, oh my God, these clothes need to come off for like 3 minutes.
Ask my mom. I was naked baby.
I'm afraid to ask your mom about her sexual maturation.
No, I'm not talking about hers. I'm talking about me as a hot baby. Fuck's sake, man. Ask my mom about the number of times they had to pull to the side of the road to strip their child because their child in regular ass clothes was way too fucking warm, and then my grand's like, oh, it's a baby, you need to swaddle the baby, and my parents are like, no, I think she's connected to the sun. Yeah. She may kill us all.
They just put ice packs on your body.
That's me, and that's why I hate shoes.
It's connected.
That sounded random as fuck.
Connected.
And I hate shoes.
Shoes.
Fuck shoes!
Shoes and socks. Shoes and socks can change how warm I am so fast. So fast.
I've noticed you walk around barefoot like 90% of the day. If you're not at, get your fucking nasty ass fucking feet. Stop it. It's your fucking translucent feet. Larry Bird is not white. Larry Bird is clear. Anyway, get your fucking nasty ass feet away from me. Oh my fucking god. Wow. Any hoozle.
Sorry.
Fucking Mormo fur. Everywhere. In my fucking drink. On the... How'd you get fur on my desk? Anyway, so yeah, I personally can't speak about menopause or hot flashes or...
For better or worse.
No. No, sir.
He just blamed me.
Yeah, good. That's my defense.
I can't speak about any of that because
Aww.
I will never experience that.
You might. That might be a technological innovation that's developed in your
A
lifetime.
technological innovation.
Yeah.
How would that be a technological innovation? You have to get close to the microphone, by the way.
We have long thought that men should be like seahorses and have the opportunity to carry the baby if the woman doesn't want to. So
And he's asleep.
no, he was kind of half rolling because he was mad at me for holding him for so long. Are you okay? Yeah.
Yeah, good boy.
Are you the best? Are you the best? You know? I love you. Aww. I'm gonna smooch your snoot. I'm gonna do it. Anyway. Yeah, so they've been talking about, men developing period, like, symptoms and stuff, and maybe there'll be a point in time. I mean, maybe not the bleeding part, but guys kind of develop womanopause, if we have menopause, with the, like, lacking in testosterone and stuff, no?
Yes, that is actually a thing that happens after,
Right, so that's what I'm saying, like... It's not like you guys don't experience something too.
Right. Well, we do, and we don't.
Right.
We don't experience anything
You
like
just
what
go
women
from
experience.
like really cold. You just go from like a normal man to a really cold, fragile person.
Right.
With, a lack of testosterone. And...
Well, we lose testosterone after the age of like 25 or something like that.
Well, you start the decline, but I'm talking about like a...
And that's why, like, I'm like, okay, while I'm working out, I would like to get back on a testosterone supplement. And you're like, no.
No.
I don't understand. Like, I'm 35 years old. I'll be turning 36. My testosterone is on the decline.
Uh-huh.
I need more.
No, you fucking don't.
I was at full.
Yeah,
Now
we're not gonna get into...
You don't want me to shame you for the blind rages I've seen you go on while you're on testosterone.
That was like 10 years ago. It was at least 6 years ago because that's when I stopped working out.
Because you stopped working out because I made you get off testosterone.
No, I stopped working out 6 years ago because I went into a depression spiral and nothing made any sense anymore. So I was like, fuck everything. So I just stopped working out and I focused on everything else besides
Well, that's because of a certain catalyst that we don't have to get into just now.
Yes.
There's a lot that went on. But testosterone has nothing to do with creating healthy habits and healthy mindset and healthy body. And in fact,
But if I'm low...
No, you're not
I
low.
will let you get back up to 100.
You know what?
Like if I'm at 70...
No, you know what? Go get tested. Go get your blood drawn. Go get your
Oh
testosterone.
no! You said Daddy.
I know. Daddy didn't understand. Marmos had way more
Blood
tests
drawn?
than you. Marmos had way more tests. He's gonna get his blood tested. The day before your birthday, he gets his
The
blood
18th?
tested. Yeah.
Should I get my
You
blood
don't know
drawn?
if you're low. Go get your blood. Go get your blood drawn. You know they
Every
have to.
time you say blood draw,
They have to take it from your nutsack, just so you know.
They don't.
They don't have to take it.
They don't take it from your nutsack.
Could you imagine?
Dumbass. Oh.
Yeah, you know, you don't really know you're low. I bet you're not.
I bet I am.
I bet you're not.
You see all this missing hair?
It's actually a sign of high testosterone, as is hairiness is a sign of higher testosterone.
I bet they're like, wow, how are you still a man?
If you were
How are you not a transgender?
If you were a woman, you would probably have better hair growth on your head.
They're like, how are
Typically.
you not a transgender right now? Like, how are you not
Stop.
crossing over
Stop.
into gender X?
Stop.
I'm just saying.
No, you're saying some real interesting and just for the sake of being a troll stuff.
I'm not just being a troll.
With those types of statements, you absolutely are.
I'm kind of being a troll.
You are absolutely in those fragmented moments in which you say those sentences being a troll. You are very masculine. You do not need testosterone. Additional testosterone. You have enough testosterone. When the corgis start preferring to lay on me, we'll talk.
Look, Mama, why are you staring at me?
That's what I'm saying, Kelly. He's just trying to be a troll. Just to be a troll. He's not really thinking of the greater issues. He needs to stop.
Because
look at the time. Look at the time. I know it's at least past 2 of our participants' bedtimes. It's possibly past my own.
Yeah, because you wake up stupid early now, don't you?
I do.
You haven't talked about that.
I wake up early.
Dumb early.
The end.
I
don't wake up.
Not the end.
No, I don't.
Not the fucking end.
I don't wake up.
You wake up dumb early.
No, I don't wake up dumb early. Some of the people I work with wake up dumb early and are up at like 4 a.m. and are like, yes, I had a great 6 hours sleep last night. That's all I needed.
Fuck that.
Are you serious?
Nah, man.
That's what I'm saying. I don't wake up dumb early. I wake up at 6:30. Which for a lot of people is a regular.
That's pretty fucking early because...
It's some of the time, like, other people are waking up at like 5 in the morning.
Nah, man. I roll out of bed around 8.
Look at his snoot.
8:30.
I'm obsessed with his snoot.
Stop staring at me, bud.
Get a good 6 hours. That is not a good.
There's nothing good about 6 hours of sleep.
No.
There's nothing good about 6 hours of sleep, man.
I mean, I can appreciate it on like a
That's
base
because,
level.
Mom, that's because you're a morning person.
I am not a morning person.
My mom is a morning person.
Do you know?
I got none of those genes.
Just because you're more of a morning person than I am.
That doesn't mean I'm a morning person. That means I'm more of a morning person than you are.
For a while, I was trying to motivate myself with the song from Shrek the Musical, where Princess Fiona wakes up and she's like, "Good morning, sun. Good morning, sky." Da, da, da.
What's gonna suck about that is that there are these things in Indiana called seasons, and you're gonna be like, "Holy fuck!"
You remember where I came from?
No, I get that. But it's gonna be like September, and you're gonna be like, "Oh, the sun's not up yet."
Tweet, tweet, tweet. I know it happens every year. It's already starting to happen.
I know, and you've been here since 20. So Oh, our bank, as an aside, sent us an email today saying, "Hey, congratulations on 2 years of on-time payments." Just. For the mortgage
for our house, yeah.
Yeah. Because our first payment wasn't due until August of 2018.
Yeah, I've been here for too long.
Dude, how many times have I said let's go back to freaking Scotland? Let's go to Scotland. How many times have I said that?
I would love to. It's not in the cards right now.
Look, man, just because you don't play from the right deck of cards doesn't mean that I'm not playing from the right deck of cards. I've got it. So
I want to see your cards.
I'm like, let's do it. Let's go.
Show me your cards.
Like, right, ace of freaking spades.
Show me your deck of cards that you're playing
from. Jack of
from.
clubs.
Because I'm pretty sure they also have a set of loaded die.
Yeah, but we'll just fucking do it. Who the fuck cares? Let's go.
Gone are the days of my 8 to 10 hours. I can't. Nope. No. And that's another reason not to have a toddler.
He's a toddler.
He's my toddler. But he still...
No, Bogle's a fucking toddler.
Well, he's 2, David. He's 2. He is...
Literally a toddler.
He is our kid. He is her youngest kid.
That's what he does.
Anyway. Ooh. Okay.
Sorry, Borbo.
Yeah, that's the end of that. You managed to make it 20 minutes longer.
Do you want to keep going? I
no,
can keep going.
No, darling. It's
I can keep fucking going.
It is time.
Fuck you. I keep going. Let's keep going. Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about your freaking... No, please. Don't leave me. 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 Ladies and gentlemen, Night Magic Media, David Adams, a.k.a. The Black Stick, Maddie Martin, a.k.a. the Progressive Left Stick.
There's a distance between us. It's getting hard to reach out.
We are heading out of here for the day, for the night. It's what we do. The dogs have to go pee. If they not, they will shit in the house, and I do not want the dog shitting in the house. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we do. Share us with your friends. If you're watching this in the future, please post this on your Facebook, post this on your Twitter, do whatever you gotta do. Get the word out there. Let people know that we have a good time. We drink booze, and we just do this every Tuesday, so... Come chill with us. Just hang out. Ask questions. Say dumb shit. This is what we do. Ladies and gentlemen, Night Magic Media, David Adams, a.k.a. The Black Stig, Maddie Martin, a.k.a. The I Can and I Will Stig. We'll see you guys again next Tuesday.
Been fighting ways to get away, to see you again. We got millions of reasons